This week, we'll be going over how you can get the parallel processing unit blueprints in Subnautica Below Zero so that you can make that thing and progress through the story. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I got a little stuck on this for a little bit, so I figured everybody could use a new updated guide that makes it quick and easy, so here you go. Now, let's get to hunting. You'll first be tasked with creating the parallel processing unit after you meet Marguerite and have to follow her down to her lair. While down there with her, she's going to ask you to help disable the communications at a nearby tower that you've already at least seen, if not gone up to. To do this, you're going to have to craft a parallel processing unit, and boy howdy, can it be hard to find all the schematics. You can find those three parts scattered among the Mercury 2 wreckage, which sounds simple enough, but there are actually multiple chunks of the wreckage that you have to find. There are going to be three wreckage areas that we could go to: the stern, bow, and thruster. But for the purpose of making this the easiest guide possible, we're just going to ignore the bow. It's not necessarily that much harder to get to, but it is the hardest of the three to navigate, and we're just trying to keep things simple here. As far as tools go, you'll just of course need your sea glide, some ways to get more oxygen, whether that be multiple oxygen tanks, a rebreather, whatever you've got at the time, and a laser cutter. You probably will also have a sea truck by this point because it would be hard to get down deep enough for Marguerite without it, just like it's hard to go deep in achievement hunting without being a channel member. We have membership levels ranging in price with perks like some dope emotes that you can use in the comments of videos and streams, special membership roles over on our Discord, and even being featured in the producer shoutout section at the end of videos. Now, the most obvious big chunk of the Mercury 2 wreckage is going to be the stern, which is around these coordinates on the screen. It's right behind the Delta Island at the edge of the purple vents and tree spire biomes. Now, I know the coordinates may not help everyone because you don't see them in game, so we're going to start from the Delta Island dock, and I'll show you how to navigate over there. Starting in the water at the dock, we'll jump into the sea truck and just kind of wrap around the left side of the island. You'll get to the purple vents area, and right out here you'll see the thruster part of the stern. I have my base right here, so excuse that, you guys won't have that little thing sitting there, but we'll go around to the other side of the wreckage to actually enter it. There are many entrances, but this seems the easiest to get to the processor parts that you need to scan. So you'll go in this entrance, go straight back and use the laser cutter on this door, go through there, up the stairs to the right, and between the engine areas to get around the first one, where you'll need to find this first processor unit to scan. Now with that one, you can just turn around from there and head through the hole in the wall, down the hole in the floor, and turn to the left to find another spot on the wall where you need to use the laser cutter to cut the processor unit out and scan it. Now, we just need one more piece to scan, and we can do that from the next piece of wreckage. The second chunk of the Mercury 2 wreckage is over near the edge of the purple vents and lily pad islands, around 1,000 meters southeast of the drop pod, and 600 meters east of the Delta Station dock at the coordinates on the screen. Of course, we'll talk about how to find it without the coordinates, so starting from the first piece of wreckage that we've been at, we're going to go back up to the top and over to the back. Now, this was one of the easiest spots that I kind of found to line up and navigate from, so you're going to come to the back and the top of the thruster area and just line up from the edge of it facing east by northeast, or out towards the drop pod and Delta Island dock markers if you don't have a compass already. Then just go straight from there, or at least as straight as you can while avoiding danger along the way, and look to the ground and to the left a little bit. You're mostly just sticking to the edge of the purple vent biome until you get to this last drop-off area where you find the thruster sitting above an underwater ravine. Then we'll head around to the side of it, to this area by the thruster where there's these blue barrel-looking things on the side. There's going to be a hole to the right of that we can enter in from, then take a left down the hall, then a right at the end of the hall, and this processor unit will be on the wall to the left in that room. You'll just need to, again, use the laser cutter to cut it out, and then, with all of those pieces of the blueprints, we can craft the unit with 1 gold, 1 silver ore, and 1 table coral sample, so nothing too crazy. Then, you'll need that parallel processing unit, 1 titanium, 1 lead, and 1 copper wire, which is 2 copper ore, for the test override module. And with that module made, you're free to go disable the communication tower at Delta Island and continue on with the story. Now shout out to our YouTube members, and make sure to check out my other Subnautica guides, and like, subscribe, all that good stuff.